Hey guys, welcome to a lunchtime review. Today I'm going to try this Dolly Parton's shrimp and grits meal. We bought these in the frozen section. It is shrimp with cheddar grits, topped with cherry tomatoes and scallions in a spicy sauce, okay? It is, like I said, frozen. It's 11 ounces, 312 grams. We bought these at Meijer. They were $3.69, which isn't too awfully bad if you ask me. Let's see, 270 calories for the meal. There's your other info for you. So you can do this in the oven if you want. Of course, we don't do ovens around here, but we can do it in the oven if you want. We're going to do it in the microwave. So we're going to cook on high for 5.5 to 6.5 minutes. No need to vent. Check that the food's cooked carefully. That's it. So basically you're doing 5.5 to 6.5. I'll probably do 6, just kind of in the middle, and we'll see how it goes. It says, there's nothing I love more than a classic except maybe a classic with attitude. That's why my shrimp and grits turn up the southern style flavor with sharp white cheddar whole milk. Oh, sharp white cheddar, whole milk, there's a comma there, and seasoned shrimp. There's even a scratch made sauce that's spicy in all the right places. It's one hot little number and it's ready to rock. Okay, so basically I need to just put it in the microwave. That's it. Let's see if the pull tab works, right? I'm gonna go slow. Nope, it didn't work. It never does. They never work. Okay, so there it is. I can't really tell, honestly. These tomatoes, but I don't know how much shrimp is actually in there. So I'm going to get it in the microwave just like it is, and I'll be back. Okay, so here it is out of the microwave, and I see there's one shrimp, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces maybe. So I'm going to give this a good stir. It doesn't really matter. I want to make sure it's all mixed in there. You can see there's quite a bit of grits in there. Not tons, but there are some. And you get plenty of shrimp, and you get those little tomatoes. It smells like almost like a Cajun spice, just from the smell of it. The shrimp doesn't seem to be as like it's glazed in the picture. That looks like just raw shrimp. Let me show you. You can see the picture. It looks like it has like a little glaze to it. It's a little darker. These are kind of pale in comparison. But anyway, doesn't matter. Shrimp is cooked. That's all that matters. So I'm going to get this over the table and I'll let it cool off a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got shrimp and grits, of course, and the tomato, and I think there's a scallion right there on the end. So here we go. Not bad. The shrimp has that little bit of like a chewy texture. I'll try just the grits without anything else. The grits are pretty thin, like they're thinned out with whatever sauce or cream or milk or water or something. They're thinned out a little bit. So I'm used to a little bit of a thicker grit, but this is not bad. It's just thick. It's thinner than I thought it would be. I like the grits by themselves. They taste like grits though. They don't taste like anything else. I don't really get the, like they said, cheese. I don't really get cheese flavor in them at all. I'm gonna try a tomato because that was the part that was really throwing me, was the tomato flavor. I don't think I've ever had grits with tomatoes, or shrimp with tomatoes for that matter. It wasn't bad by itself, but when I mixed it with the shrimp and stuff, it just kind of had a weird flavor. Let's try some grits and just shrimp. The shrimp has a nice texture. It really does. It has that, like I said, somewhat chewy kind of texture. Definitely has a little bit of a fishy flavor, like shrimp does. I'm gonna try it again with the tomatoes, because yeah, the bigger tomatoes, I don't really care for them. The small ones are okay, but the really big, like half a cherry tomato, it's almost too much. Like this great big, hold on, let me get it out of there because it's big. That great big tomato right there, it's almost too much tomato. Very strong. and it doesn't seem to go with the rest of this. It just kind of, I don't know, it's an odd combination of the tomato and then like a little bit of a fishy the fishy shrimpy kind of flavor, and then you get the grits in there. It's just odd. So as long as I'm avoiding the tomato, I like it. I like the textures of everything. Like I said, the grits are a little like thinner than I'm used to, but they're not bad. It says it has a spicy sauce. I'm not really getting a lot of spice. There might be a hint of spice there, and like if you can't handle any spice whatsoever at all, you probably wouldn't want to get this. But for most people, I think this is going to be perfectly fine. It's just a very, very light flavor. I mean, a very, very light tingle in the back of your throat. Some people might like their grits a little like thinned out. I always like mine a little thicker. I remember my dad used to get them when I was younger. He would have them with butter and salt and pepper. That was it. And that's how I remember eating them too. I'm glad the shrimp is not like a really strong fishy flavor, so it's not like super offensive or anything. It doesn't smell fishy. To me, it doesn't. Now, Tammy might walk in the room and say, "Ooh, it's fishy in here." But for me, it's not all that fishy, really. I do like the texture of the grits. It's just, they're thinner. I think overall, this is a pretty good meal. It's only 270 calories. I wish the tomatoes weren't in there. The tomatoes is what makes it a little weird, but overall the meal's good. You get a decent amount of grits, you get a decent amount of shrimp. They showed 9 pieces of shrimp on the back and the front. That's how many pieces of shrimp I got. So I may even got a little bit more than that, I don't know. I counted at least 9, so that's fair. I'm gonna give this meal a 4 out of 5. I do like it. I like the flavors, I like the textures and everything. It may have even gotten a little higher if it had more of a cheesy flavor and it was missing the tomatoes. I might have even given it better. But yeah, I think 4 out of 5 is a pretty fair rating. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.